Yes. What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about sound selection. So, what is sound selection, if you ask? Sound selection is basically picking sounds that go well together while you're making your beats. So, if you pick a snare, you need to make sure the kick you pick next must fit that snare you picked. Or it must kind of like match the vibe, but there must be like a matching context with the kick and the snare. If you pick a pad, or if you pick a piano sound, any other instrument you want to add, you need to make sure it's complementing the piano or the pad that you picked. It should not sound so far away in context. So let's say I pick up rim shots. Oh no, let me start with the pad because most of the time I start off with the instruments. Let me start with piano sound. So let's say I pick up Alicia keys and I have a basic chord progression. Let's say 6, 5, 1, 4.
Three hours later.
Okay, so I have this piano sound that I picked already. So any sound I want to add next must complement. So you see this rim shot, it has like a lot of body that's fitting the piano sound that is, the piano feels kind of light. If I use like a light rim shot, I'm trying to find a bad example. I mean, you just have to find the sound that actually fits that vibe. And actually, anything is actually going nice for now. So all the sounds are actually fitting, as you guys can hear. But then, as I keep going on, I should make sure whatever I add next must fit. So this one sounds nice, but I can find something that sounds better. See, this kick fits. Let's check another kick that. This one is actually not so bad, Like I said, it's not just about picking sound that fits too. It's about trying to connect the vibe and the idea. You might choose a kick that has a weird vibe. You might pick a kick that sounds weird, kind of, but it's actually the vibe that you add to it, or the spice, or the pattern, or the rhythm that you add that makes it kind of fit. But let's say I wanted to go for like a punchy, hard hitting kick, or a soft punchy kick. This one can fit. So this one is like, this one has the body and the hey. So somebody's going to pick a kick like this, and then you're not expecting to have a punchy kick. You're not starting to figure out how to mix it to, make it sound punchy. I mean, like I said, it's not like it doesn't go. It actually goes, but if you're looking for sound selection, you're trying to pick sounds that translates to the vibe you're looking for, or you're trying to get to, This kick is a nice kick, but it's too light, and I want something that's punchy. And again, it's also context too. If you're going for that kind of vibe, but I want something punchy. Hey. And don't just add random sounds because you feel like adding random sounds. You need to add sounds that actually has a vibe or a place on the beat. Don't just have something that's just random. Sometimes you might be lucky and it actually fits, but sometimes too, it's not always the case. You have to be intentional about what you're doing. Like this actually sounds nice, but I wouldn't want to make it that complex. I just you know. Maybe reduce the volume on this one. So I already have a nice vibe. Anything I want to add, maybe the melody next should actually fit. So maybe I want to add like a guitar sound. The guitar should kind of fit that piano that is going. My piano is already sounding dry, so I don't want to add another dry sound because everything will be so dry. I could either add the bass if I want to like be simple and, you know, complex at the same time. I'm just strum this. It's S.
Three hours later. Eight hours later.
So still, you might want to like make it sound more interesting, like adding chorus to the piano sound. Just try and choose sounds that actually fit, you know. That's just the secret to sound selection. And again, the piano might be too light for me. I want to change the piano sound. Maybe I don't like that piano sound because, like I said, the sound selection, sometimes you might pick one sound, then when you add something else, it's not the same. So you might want to add effects. You might still add effects and might not get that feeling. So just change the sound till everything actually fits, you know. There's no rules to it. The basic rule is make sure everything complements each other. Alright. Still, let me try something else. Let me try to cut out the bass because you don't want to have sounds clashing too. Let me use a piano sound. I feel like a piano sound, a natural ground piano sound might make more sense. Let me try a pluck. I don't know if this is a plucky sound. And again, sometimes too, some sounds, what do you call it? The passing melodies or the extra melodies might not actually fit. It might be too much, so you take it out. Let me try using a pluck sound because sound selection too is more of experimenting. You don't just pick one sound and call it a day. You pick a sound, try something else. If it doesn't fit, you know, most of the time, just try and find something that fits more before you say, oh, I want to add effects to it. Sometimes you might have the effects going on already, but, you know, there's, like I said, there's no rules to it. See, some sounds, like I said, the extra melodies might not fit, so you might have to take it out. So I'll take out all these extra melodies. you can start adding percussion and stuff. You can see as I'm trying to add more stuff, if it doesn't feel that you can go, I don't add it. That's sound selection, guys. That is sound selection. I hope this tutorial is kind of helpful, because sound selection is something that you keep getting better over time. It's not something that happens overnight. Sometimes too, I know a lot of people just want to add more stuff to the beats, just want to keep adding and adding and adding. But sometimes too, like, that's not always the case. You have to add what actually sounds nice, or what makes sense, what fits the beat, So let me check my percussions. See, it just fits. It just fits. Like, there's no. And again, where you place it matters. Like, where you place it matters. So I'll place it something like this. I'll make it. This one is gonna come sometimes. So, like I said, to sound selection, because you don't want to put stuff where it's not really needed. Want, you can add more melodies, but basically, when you're adding melodies, try and add melodies that make sense too. Don't just, oh, I want to add a guitar, okay, guitar must enter, just find any melody. Nah, don't do that. Like, see this beat now, because I want to add guitar. I'm not going to add just a random guitar. I have to add a guitar that complements the melody or something. Tricks to also add in guitar melodies. Like, one thing I always tell people every time, if you guys watch my videos long enough, if you watch me live streaming, I always say this: try and use the pentatonic scale. If you don't know what to add as your melody on your guitar, try and use a pentatonic scale. If you don't know what a pentatonic scale is, basically it's 5 notes from a scale. So every scale has a major note. Every major scale has a relative minor. So when I say use the pentatonic scale, I actually mean the minor pentatonic scale of the scale you're playing with. So let's say I'm on C major now. So if I want to play anything on C major, I have to use the A minor pentatonic scale. But if you want to get what the pentatonic scale is, I usually use the C major first to base it off. Then I pick the 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. So any key you choose, change it to major, then you start from the 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. Just play around those notes. So if you still, this is not part of the tutorial, but it's one of those things. So if you come here and you click on minor pentatonic scale, you see, and I choose A minor, it's going to give you the C is the 1, the 2 is the D, the 3 is the E, the 4 is the 5 is the G, and the 6 is also A. So that's how we do it. If you choose the major pentatonic scale, I don't know if it's the same thing. I don't think I ever tried it. But yeah, see, funny enough, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Well, the one, 2, 3, 5, and 6. If you're using a major scale, use the major pentatonic scale. If you're using the minor scale, use the minor pentatonic scale for it, you know. So yeah, so like I said, I just mess around with any of those notes. Like if you want to play solos, maybe you want to add like a solo part, trust me, the pentatonic scale always fits that vibe. Sometimes too, like it's too much solo, so you don't want to play too much solos because the artist is gonna want to sing on it. So imagine somebody wants to sing and they're hearing too much solos, they're gonna be like, okay, where do I come in? So you also have to be careful too with that. Everything is also based on how much practice you practice it, and you know. It's overkill here, but like I said, you don't want to add so much melodies. There's something I do sometimes, so I add vocal chops too. Sometimes it doesn't always work, and sometimes too it might clash with the vocals too. But you know, it's good to be creative when you're adding stuff. Sometimes it doesn't fit because the frequencies are clashing, so you don't want to pick something that's everything is clashing everywhere, you know. Just see major. You're just finding something. Okay, I don't know this anymore. None. Waiting. Oh, I'm in. Waiting for you. Waiting. Take me higher. I've been staring.
8 hours later.
You know, if you still want to go higher, you can make the drums knock. And you can layer the sounds too, because if it's still sounding big to you, you can add, you know, rolls here and there, you know, hi-hat rolls, stuff to make it more interesting. Shakers, yes, you know. Add stuff in the background too. You might also reduce the arcade vocals too, because like I said, once vocals come in, sometimes what I do is like I add reverb to it to give it some space. Add this EOS. I love this EOS reverb. Hey, if if I was an artist, I wanted to jump on it. If I had to touch my vocals, you know. Hey. Just want to cuddle. Hey. You know, you can start adding more stuff as you're humming stuff, you know, melodies will be coming. You can add trumpets, you know, just be creative. Just make sure if you add the trumpets, don't add trumpet that doesn't fit. Like, let me give you an instance. Let me see if I can add a trumpet that doesn't. I mean, it's even hard. Like, it's hard to, how do I say? It's hard to add something that doesn't make sense, because once you have enough space and you're thinking of, oh, what can I add next? If there's space for it to go, don't just add stuff like, oh, now that it's going now, I want to add another bass. I have a bass going on. I want to add like 3 more basses. Like, there's not going to be space for it. Or let's say I want to add another kick. Like, why am I adding another kick for? Like, you know, it should be something that's, you know, might fit it. You know, so you listen to the track, oh, what is missing? What does I feel like is missing? Sometimes you don't even need to add anything. Maybe your vocals might be missing. So, you know, don't make it so complex because you just want to add random stuff. I see a lot of people do that, they add random stuff and, you know, the beat doesn't sound as nice as it should. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to try and make more tutorials like this. If you guys like videos like this, try and drop a thumbs up, you know, so you can help other people watch videos like this. And let me know what you guys want to see in the comments. I'll try and upload more videos as much as I can when I have the time to. Yeah. Hey guys, keep making dope stuff and keep making beats. I know sometimes too, like, you might not have inspiration to take a break, listen to other people's music, watch people cook up. Like, I'm sure you guys watch when I stream most times. You guys can join, put on your post notifications too, because when I go live, you know that I'm live, or if I drop a video, you say I drop a video, you know. Watch other people make beats, try and collab with other people. Like, sometimes I have crazy beat blocks. Like, I can't make anything, or everything I make sounds like trash. So I try and collab with people. I use loops, you know. There's no rules to it, but you're a music producer, you know, this is the life you chose. This is the life you chose. So, you know, you have to keep at it as much as you can. And again, too, I know another thing too is mental health. A lot of people are struggling with their mental health and stuff. So try and take a break, talk to somebody, talk to your friends, you know, try and relate to people so that you get better at yourself and your health too, you know. Talk to somebody, you know. You're not alone. Drop a comment if you have anything you want to say to me.